"Doctor, he's not going to make it!" the nurse shouted. The monitors screamed in warning, the cold sound of death echoing through the hallway. Dr. Henry Vasquez, a renowned cardiologist, took a deep breath and said flatly, "We've done everything we could. Declare the time of death." The nurse looked at him with sorrow. "Doctor, aren't you going to pray?" Henry raised an eyebrow, annoyed. "Nurse, I believe in science, not miracles." The body of the patient, a 72-year-old man named Anthony Ribeiro, was covered with a white sheet. Henry walked out, washed his hands, and moved on to the next case. Another day, another loss. To him, they were numbers, not people. But that night, something impossible happened. As the nurses finished the paperwork, the heart monitor suddenly beeped. Once, then again. Faint, but steady. "That can't be right," whispered one of them. The sheet moved, and with a heavy breath, Anthony opened his eyes. The next morning, the hospital buzzed with whispers. A man who had come back from the dead. Henry, skeptical as ever, went to room 302 to examine him himself. "Mr. Ribeiro, do you have any idea what happened?" The old man smiled calmly. "Doctor, I was there." Henry folded his arms, ready for another near-death delusion. But what he heard next made the blood drain from his face. "They told me it wasn't my time yet." "Oh, really? And who told you that?" the doctor asked dryly. "A man, but not an ordinary man. He was made of light, doctor, and he had a message for you." Henry's lips twitched into a nervous half-smile. "For me?" He said, "Tell Henry that science is a tool, not a god. A heart doesn't beat only by electricity. It beats because it is loved." The room fell silent. Anthony went on. He also said, "You don't need to keep blaming yourself for the heart you couldn't have saved 10 years ago." Henry froze. His hands trembled. That story, no one knew about it. It was his deepest wound. 10 years earlier, he had lost his wife, also a heart patient. He'd tried to save her. He failed. And since that night, he had stopped believing in anything he couldn't measure or prove. "How do you know that?" he whispered. Anthony smiled faintly. "I don't, doctor, but he does." Days later, the old man was discharged. Before leaving, he left an envelope for Dr. Vasquez. Inside was just one handwritten line. "Not every miracle is for the dying. Some are for those who forgot how to live." Henry stood still for a long time. Then he walked down the corridor into the hospital chapel. He sat on the last bench, looked up at the ceiling, and for the first time in 10 years, he spoke to God. Moral of the story: science can heal the body, but only faith can heal a heart that has lost hope. If you believe that God still speaks, even in the silence of a hospital room, comment "I believe" and share this story.